Peace everyone, Unmasked here, and welcome to day 19 of Inktober. We are almost out of the teens here. We're gonna be turning 20 real soon, and before we know it, Inktober is going to be over, which is kind of a double. Yeah, it's a bittersweet. It's a bittersweet for Inktober to be over. The daily live streams at this point, I'm just like it's a normal thing. I've gotten into the routine. Usually they say it takes about 21 days to start a new habit, but for me, usually once I get around 13 or 14 live streams in a row, I get so consistent that it's almost as easy as breathing. Kind of, sort of. Not quite that easy, but still, it's a lot of fun. I've had a blast so far with Inktober. So thank you all for tuning in and enjoying the streams. Real quick, let me just start sharing the fantastic work that you guys did for yesterday's stream. Yesterday's prompt was bottle. Sorry, I gotta fix my microphone a little bit. Yesterday's prompt was bottle, and you guys turned in some fantastic looking drawings, very unique takes on bottle. I didn't even consider, a few of you had done ink bottles, like, you know, bottles of ink, and it makes total sense. It makes absolute sense. In fact, I did something similar to that last year, and I'm surprised I didn't come up with it, but somebody had mentioned in the stream that I should do nugget in a bottle, and it was an idea that just wow. Okay, well, allow me to introduce you to my upstairs neighbor. He just decided to begin drilling randomly, so thank you for that. Really, I literally just started. Now he's hammering. Anyways, yeah, the idea to do nugget in a bottle came up, and I was like, oh, that seems like a perfect idea. Let me go ahead and do that. Let me say hello to... Oh, wow. He was quiet all morning, I swear. He was quiet all morning. And he's been pretty good for the live streams. Let me just say hello to everyone. Brenda, A Brush with Travel, and Chrissy. Thank you guys so much for coming. Hopefully my neighbor won't be doing too much. I'm going to go ahead and get started on my drawing now. And I'll try to mute the microphone if the drilling gets too loud, but I'm gonna go ahead and start coloring here. You might be able to see what I'm creating here. I'm doing I thought of the idea I did for flowing. I created the person. I created the person made of water, and so for Scorched, I decided I'd make a person made of fire. I don't know how well this is going to work out. I've never actually. I don't think I've ever drawn or colored fire before, so it might be. It might be a little difficult. Anyways, I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna do my best here. I'm gonna start with her hair up here. And incorporate a bit of yellow, I think. Yeah, my neighbor is almost more famous than me. Oh, hey Wendy. And Paulo, good to see you. All right, I'm gonna incorporate a bit of yellow before going too red here in the hair. Oh no, I think this marker's dried up. Yeah, I'm gonna have to switch yellows. What did I do here? 5, 4, 8. Oh, that's such a nice yellow. Oh, I suppose I can do that one. Yeah, let's do this yellow instead. This yellow should be fine. Yeah, this yellow is good. Yeah, like I was saying, I don't think I've ever tried to color fire before, so it's going to be a little tricky. I have my colors pre-selected based on a reference photo of fire, but I'm kind of just winging it a little bit. Try to keep my colors in order. Uh-oh, means you have to start getting copies to replace. Copies. Oh, Copics. Yeah. You know, it's funny that it's funny that you say that, because I was actually thinking about getting Copics. I've held out for a really, really long time, and I was just thinking about it before. I don't know, maybe an hour ago. I was like, you know what? I should just do it. I should just buy Copic markers, and you know, I have enough saved up that I could probably get away with buying like even two sets of Copics, and it wouldn't hurt me that much to do that. But I think I'm going to try to hold off for a little bit longer. I mean, I'm a bit biased right now because I'm currently in Inktober. So I think what I'll try to do is I'll try to hold out for a little bit longer with the Copics and save it for next year. So next year, when I start getting geared up for Inktober again, I'll reconsider getting the Copic markers. I think that's what I'll probably end up doing, most likely. Try to hold off for just a little while longer. I've wanted them for a really long time, so I have held out for a significant amount of time. It's just that these markers have spoiled me. I love these markers so much. I wish that they'd never run out, but I know eventually that they will, and I won't be able to use them. But I'll use them for as long as I possibly can, for sure. Oh, hello, Lay and Jelena. Good to see you guys. Just started your lunch? Well, hopefully I can provide you with some good lunchtime entertainment. What am I drawing? I don't know if you can see my line art from my pencils, but I have it drawn out. I'm drawing a woman made of fire. It was an idea that kind of popped into my head because on one of the other prompts I had already done a woman made of water for the flow prompt. So I thought of this almost immediately after I read the prompt for today, which is Scorched. I just thought of fire. I thought of fire, and then I immediately went to, oh, a woman made of fire. That sounds challenging enough, so that's what I'm doing. I love coloring in markers. If I do get Copics, one thing that I'm going to miss though is this third tip, this fine tip with my marker. I'm gonna miss that severely with Copic markers. I feel like Copics have to be paired with colored pencils just because you only have the broad tips. They do have those brush tip ones, but still, I don't think that they're going to be as fine tipped as this one. Looking around, get the best price. I got mine for killer prices. I love my Copics. Not sure if some sets are hard to find still. Yeah, I'll definitely be looking around. I don't know. I haven't checked the prices of Copics for several years now. I don't even know if they're the same price that I think they might be. I mean, the last time I was looking, Copic markers were like $400 a set or something like that. Really ridiculously expensive for 72 markers. It was like $400 something the last time I looked. So maybe I should actually consider getting them during this part of the year. You know, art supplies go on sale for the holidays season and stuff like that. So I might actually have to reconsider holding off until next year and potentially just get them this year. If I can find a good deal that ships to Poland or is, you know, somewhere nearby. Change my light here. That's almost too bright. If you guys have any questions for me, feel free to ask. I haven't been up to much, to be honest with you. I haven't been doing much lately, other than Inktober. So if you guys got any topics for me to get into, you ask the question and I'll do the talking. Apologize for yesterday's stream. Yesterday's stream was remarkably short in comparison to what I thought it was going to be. It was very, very short, and I wasn't expecting it to be so quick. I was rather quick with my my prompt yesterday, and I did not plan it that way. I actually just drew the idea, and I was doing a lot of drawing while talking, so it was, I think that's what it was, that I was able to do a lot while I was still while I was talking. I was still able to do a lot of like the inking and all of that, and I ended up doing the drawing so quickly that I didn't even realize I was done until I was actually done. It's kind of funny. If you need, you can ship them to me and I'll ship them to you to save you money if need be. It's pretty, I'm not gonna lie, Wendy, it's pretty expensive to ship to Poland. And if you ship something that's over $20, then I have to pay for VAT when I pick it up. So honestly, the workaround would be for me to ship them to you, and then you to ship them to me, and then on the custom slip you have to say that it's less. The contents are less than $20 worth of markers, and then that would be the way I'd get around paying for the extra VAT. But it would still cost you like $40 or $50, possibly even $60 to ship that heavy of a pack of markers. So I don't know, either I would be eating up the cost or you would be. So I don't know if it would be very very useful for that, for us to do that. but I do appreciate the offer. I would do it in a million. I would do it in a heartbeat if it meant that we could both not, you know, eat up an extra cost of shipping or whatever. Hey, Sleepwalker, and Gary, good to see you, and Lily, I see you. Did I miss anybody else? Hopefully I didn't miss anybody else. Oh, you're not late at all, by the way. I mean, I've just started coloring the hair, so barely have done anything thus far. I think that's pretty good for the hair. You should wait till you are in the US to get them. Yeah, I could possibly do that. What I could do is I could order them now and have them shipped to my sisters and then just pick them up. But I have a feeling that I'm already going to be bringing back quite a bit of stuff from the US. So I don't know. I think I'll just hold off and then have them order them. I might be able to find them at Amazon Deutschland. I can actually check right now. I use Amazon Deutschland pretty often, and they have pretty good selection of stuff. Oh yeah, here's coffee. That hurts. That price is, oh my gosh, $400. $400. Oh man. Wow. Oh, a pack of 358 in a metallic suitcase. It's only $3,500. Oh, that would be a dream. That would be a dream. I could never do that. How do they even sell that on Amazon? It's got 5 reviews. Oh, that's not good. It's got 5 reviews, but 3 of them are 1-star reviews. That's not a good thing. Amazon is more expensive for Copics. Yeah, like I said, I'd have to shop around to find places that can even do it, but you know, hopefully I'd be able to find something. Sorry, I'm trying to concentrate. This part here, I don't want to mess up with the dark color. Do I ever use eBay? I've used eBay in the past, but I haven't used it in some time. I certainly haven't used it since I moved to Poland. Bought a full set of the pan pastels when visiting Canada and brought them back to Australia. That's a lot. That's a lot to save. $350. That is definitely a good amount to save. I'll probably have to consider buying them and picking them up at my sister's. That's probably going to be a better option than buying them here in Poland, because shipping cost plus the overcharging that they're most likely going to be doing anyway because of the product. I'll look into it more, but not on the live stream, obviously. It'll be really cool once I do get some Copic markers. It would be fun to work with. Fun to work with them. Probably do some more marker drawings if I do end up getting them. I have really nice large pieces of paper that could be fun to do something extremely big with the markers. Big project or something along those lines. Why did I move to Poland? So I moved to Poland to be with my then girlfriend, now wife. It was a developing journey. It didn't all happen all at once. Essentially, I came to Poland just to visit and stay for a while with my then girlfriend, and I decided to take a year off of school because I was going to get my master's in education, but instead I decided to take a year off and just do YouTube full time. And YouTube, I was able to start making a living. So it took me a year to start making a full living as a YouTube artist. And so I didn't go back to the United States to finish my master's. I just stayed here and then asked my girlfriend to marry me, and now I just do YouTube full time, and that's the story. That's the reason. Always like answering that question. I talk about my wife a lot on the live streams because she's my best friend and we have so much fun together. And I really enjoy living in Poland. It allows me to do art full time because the amount of money that I make here in Poland is nothing compared to what I'd make in the United States because of the price difference. So fortunately I get paid in dollars for everything that I do, and $1 is about 4 zloty, which is the Polish currency. And so it's very easy for me to make the average amount the average amount that people make in Poland. So really I just need to make $1,000 a month, and I am very comfortable in Poland, and right now I make more than that. So I make about double that. So I am very, very content with living here. It's very cost effective. On today's prompt, I didn't even know the word. The only Scorched I can find interesting is Smaug. Not sure if I can draw that in one day. What else can I draw? You could draw like a campfire. Maybe I know that we had roasted. Yeah, roasted was one of the prompts, and people did. They did like roasting marshmallows, but you could do a roasted marshmallow again for Scorched. You know, some people like their marshmallows burnt black as coal when they cook them over a fire. So perhaps you could just do Scorched, similar to that prompt, and there you go. That's what I suggest if you're struggling with today's prompt. When I first started watching art on YouTube, I thought it was weird and unboxing, but I watch it anyways. My eyes nearly fell out of their socket when this person revealed Suitcase, the full set of Copics. Oh goodness, that would be crazy. Yeah, unboxing is a popular subject on YouTube that I always sort of found odd. I never got into watching unboxings. However, I certainly have made unboxing videos. I know people like them, so I've jumped on that train before. I've made a few unboxing videos / reviews. I think I've always done unboxing and review, never just an unboxing. Good morning, Becca. Quick search looks like just over 300 is average right now. Try some Japan sites. I got a couple of mine from there cheap. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll look into that. I will look into those sites to see if I can maybe find a good deal or something like that that I'm willing to pay for. Just getting to putting my prompt up in the family group now. A dragon. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, a dragon is a good idea for today as well. I mean, it doesn't have to be like a super realistic dragon or anything like that. So if you need to get something done for today. And I mean, to be honest with you, you don't really need to follow the prompt either. If you can't really figure something out in particular, then, you know, just go for anything. Just draw whatever you want. Maybe you can just consider it scorched because you're burnt out on ideas for Inktober. I did that, kind of. For weakness, I did a ink painting that kind of just went along with the idea of weakness, as opposed to it being completely related to the word. I'm doing like one limb at a time. Let's see. I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to approach this. Start with this arm, this elbow here. Just a simple comic style dragon, speedball pen action, dip pen. Okay, that sounds cool. I look forward to seeing your dragon. My name is Naira, means the heart of the flame. Is that scorched? I can drop my logo and fine liners then? That is a perfectly good idea. I think that's rad, and that is a really cool meaning for your name. My name has no meaning. Oh, hey there, Pumpkin Spice. Yeah, you're a little late, but no worries. You showed up. That's all that matters. I think maybe I can do these kind of marker drawings take a bit more focus than, say, for instance, my drawing from yesterday that I felt like I sped through exceptionally fast. Try not to rush this too much. What paper am I using? The paper that I'm using is from the Stillman and Burns sketchbook that I have linked in the description. So if you just check out the link for the sketchbook that I'm using, it's that paper. It's a multimedia paper. It's very smooth, and that is what you want for markers. Is you want the paper to be extra smooth. The smoother the better. The other marker paper that I really like, well, it's not specifically marker paper, but it's paper that I really like to use markers on, is the Strathmore Bristol plate paper. And if you want something a little cheaper, you can do the Bristol Smooth. Those are the papers that I like to use with colored pencils also. Music is soothing this morning. Oh, well, I'm glad to hear that, Tammy, and welcome to the live stream. I think I've got my markers out of order a little bit. The other thing with blending markers beyond the paper is also the markers themselves. I've tried some of the cheaper markers on my favorite marker paper, and they didn't want to blend at all. So that's another very important aspect of the markers blending well. And you kind of have to be blending wet into wet with markers most of the time. So that's something to keep in mind with your markers. You gotta kind of work fast in order to get them to blend the way that you see me doing it. Do you know of a mixed media paper that works well with watercolor? Actually, this paper here also works well with watercolor. Yeah, this paper is very good for just about everything. I would probably even use colored pencils on it. And I haven't, so I can't say for sure that it's good with colored pencils, but I can say for sure that it works good with watercolors, because I've done the acrylic inks on it, which are just like watercolors in a lot of ways. So the Zeta sketchbook is great for colored pencils. I love it. Okay, well then that answers my question. How am I today? I am very good. Thank you for asking. Yeah, I don't have a lot going on today. I'm just kind of chilled. That's how my day is so far. Nothing eventful. I was considering going into the city center today to play Magic, which is why my live stream is a little bit early, but I actually decided against it. Still missing cards for the deck that I'm making, so I don't really have any reason to go. I forgot to ask my wife to leave the keys to the mailbox so that I could check. Because I could have checked the mail before deciding to leave, and then I would have been able to know whether or not my cards came. Anybody's favorite medium working in markers? It's been quite some time since I've worked with markers. I forgot how fun they are. I forgot how fun they are to work with. Are you drawing a deck of cards? No. What makes you think that I was drawing a deck of cards? I'm curious where that question came from. I'm a little thrown off by that question. Welcome back, Paulo. I painted a beautiful ballerina in pastels. It looked great with the stage set, but the ballerina in the background had small faces. They looked like E.T.'s cousins. Yeah, well, those small faces with pastels are no joke, I can assure you. If I know that you recently joined my Patreon page, and I'm not sure if you're aware, but I do actually have a tutorial of doing a small face with pastels, specifically a small like miniature portrait. You might find that helpful in completing that ballerina pastel piece, or at least maybe making your faces not so ET-ish. So you might want to check that out. I'm sorry I misunderstood what you said about the game you talked about. It's a card game that you play against other people. That's what I was referring to. And you collect cards, and then you build a deck out of those cards that you collect, and you play against an opponent. So that's what I was talking about. Yeah, not making a deck of cards like playing cards, but making a deck in the sense that it's what I use to play against my opponents. Yeah. But before too long, everybody on my channel is going to know how to play Magic the Gathering. Oh, hello, Delara? Maybe that's how you pronounce your name? Not quite sure, but hopefully I was close. Welcome to the live stream. Good to have you. Oh, hello, Barbara. And Mishra? Hello to you as well. Oh, well, thank you. I'm glad you subscribed, Brit Hero. Thank you very much for that. Your work is amazing. Thank you. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. I do. I am very glad to hear that you like it. And I hope I can continue to make work that you guys enjoy seeing. Is Nugget going to make an appearance in this drawing? No, similar to the water drawing that I did. This one just is a bit too artsy, I guess, to throw Nugget in. So he won't make an appearance in this one, not today. I'm already spending too much time on this to make a joke out of it. Nugget doesn't like fire. Let's just put it that way. Nugget's not a fire fan. Oh, hello, Renee. Good to see you. If you guys have any questions for me, please feel free to ask. Like I said, I didn't have much going on today, so I'm a little worn out conversationally. I don't have any story. I don't really have any story unless you guys ask the right question. That's what it's kind of come down to today. So feel free to ask away, and perhaps I'll run into a topic, start ranting about something, you know. Perhaps. I feel like I need a bit more value here in the middle. I need her to be more orange like fire. Have you organized your trip to Australia via Japan yet? No, I haven't quite organized that trip. I do have my trip. I do have my trip to the United States planned though, for next month, and I'll be there for 2 weeks. No, yeah, I think it is 2 weeks that I'll be there in the United States. And my family and I are going to be heading down to, I want to say, I want to say it's West Virginia. Maybe it's Virginia. I'm actually not sure. I'm actually not 100% sure. I'll have to look it up really quick. We're going to go down there for the weekend to the ski resort Snowshoe and rent a cabin. Me and basically all of my family. Might even be able to take my dad if he's up to doing a bit of skiing or snowboarding. I don't know what he would prefer to do. Probably skiing. I think he'd probably feel a bit safer with his 2 feet in front of him. There we go. Now she looks better. Have I tried the Derwent Graphite colored pencils? No, I have not. I've actually never even heard of them. I've been actually considering trying out some different colored pencils recently. I know that there's a lot of like really great brands out there that I've never used, and I was thinking that maybe I would, just buy another set of colored pencils to do kind of a comparison or something along those lines. But I'm so content. I'm so content with the colored pencils that I have and that I use right now that I almost don't feel any necessity in buying more colored pencils because I feel so comfortable with the ones that I already have. I can understand that it is a bit tough to talk away for a whole month, but it is more than just talk. I just like you to know the community grows stronger. Oh, well, thank you, Lily. I appreciate that. Oh, and good morning to you, Robin. First time posting a question. I am doing my first Inktober, and I am enjoying drawing every day, but I'm having trouble with hand pain. Do you have any suggestions for how I can help this? Well, there's a few non-medical reasons that you might be struggling with some hand pain, and the first is your grip on the pen or pencil or whatever utensil that you're using at the time. A lot of people struggle with like death gripping their drawing utensils or their brushes, and I find that this is actually much more common with inking. And the reason it's more common with inking is because we know that there's no room for error, and we tend to overcompensate a little bit with that in mind, and we death grip our pens so that we can be like super exact with the placement of whatever it is we're coloring. So what ends up happening is, you know, that death grip will have a bit of an effect on your hand after, you know, a little while. So I would say that maybe just try to loosen up your hand a little bit. You can loosen up your hand a bit before drawing as well, to help, you know, keep your muscles relaxed, and give your hand a break. You know, stretch out your fingers, shake your wrist out, and stuff like that. The other thing is whether or not you're drawing on a flat surface or not. Sometimes, you know, drawing on a flat surface and having your hand rest there for a while can be hard on your hand. You could try elevating your surface a little bit, 30 degrees, you know, so if maybe if you're drawing like just up 30 degrees, that might help because you won't be resting your hand as much. That's really all I can say for that. Then there's tons of other causes to hand pain that I probably can't help or do much about, like health problems and stuff. Carpal tunnel, obviously I don't know a cure for that. Just try to keep your hand flexible. It's actually, your hand will become more accurate over time if you just keep a loose grip on your drawing utensil. That death grip is just a bad idea from the beginning. So try not to get stuck into that habit with the death grip on your pens and your pencils and your markers and all of that, because it's really just not beneficial to your inking or your drawing in general. So just keep that in mind. I appreciate the question, though. That's a good question. It's hard to pinpoint exactly what the cause is, but like I said, most of the time it's just going to be your death grip on the pencil. Just try to loosen up your hand and stretch it a little bit before drawing. I'm not gonna lie. I don't have hand problems. My hands never hurt when drawing, even for several hours. So. I've never had to stretch out my hand, but you know, I have in the past. You know, I've never always been pain free because I've done the death grip thing for many years as well. So just try to keep that in mind. If you like the stream, make sure you hit the like, Inktober friends. Oh, well, thank you, Danny, for reminding me. Thank you for reminding me to say that, and I appreciate you asking people to give the live stream a thumbs up. I do appreciate the gesture of the thumbs up. It just helps me gauge how many people are here and how many people enjoyed the stream after I finish streaming. So it doesn't go unnoticed. So I do appreciate it. And if you are feeling extra generous today, you could send me a super chat as well. It's been a few days since I got a super chat, so if you guys want to send me one, feel free to do that. I will appreciate that thoroughly. And anybody that might be new to my channel and may be unaware that I have a Patreon page, I have the link for that in the description as well. I do live streams every Thursday over on Patreon, and those are more learning-based tutorials that I do, and I have a lot of tutorials on Patreon. Colored pencils. I have a few marker tutorials, I guess, if you're interested in markers. I only have a couple, though, if I remember correctly. Some older ones, but they're still there, if you're interested. Have your thumb downer given up sending you his or her regards? You know what? I don't know. I think the last couple streams, I haven't had any immediate thumbs down. There was, in the beginning there was a few that even before I started streaming, the video had thumbs down, and I was like, okay, well, thanks for coming by. I don't know how to thumbs down a live stream before it ever takes place, but I'm not complaining. It doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me at all, because in reality, like the thumbs down and thumbs up is only useful for me personally, because I use it to kind of gauge whether or not you guys liked the video or liked the live stream, or things went right. Whereas in terms of like YouTube in general, it actually doesn't have any significant value. So it's just for me, help me gauge your guys's engagement in the video and all of that. I do have the tendency to do the death grip while I'm drawing. Thank you for answering my question. I will definitely try to loosen my grip and stretch out my hand. Fantastic. Let me know if that works out well for you. Oh, Helen says it's a jealous ex. That is a possibility, though. It's been a long time, so I don't know if that's the case. Oh, hello, Miriam. Welcome to the live stream. Good to see you. I just wish that the people that did take the time to thumbs down the videos would explain it, would explain what they would expect. Because I mean, just because they give the video a thumbs down doesn't negate the possibility that they have a reasonable solution to make the video better. You know, they could always potentially have some constructive criticism. I just wish that instead of just downvoting the video, they would instead take the time to give me a bit of constructive criticism. I would appreciate that. I think I take criticism well enough to accept what they might have to say if they just say it instead of leaving a thumbs down and then moving on. Oh, I'm sorry, I missed your question about the turtle. We did not. We have not fully named the turtle. So if you perhaps have an idea for the turtle's name, we can go over the turtle's name. Maybe come up with something before the end of the stream. I know that we were close to naming him Zen. That was something that I know we were pretty close to doing. I still kind of like the name Zen also, but we did not fully commit because I asked the chat if everybody liked the name Zen, and a lot of people had said no, so it was kind of split, and I didn't want to force the name, because when it came to Nugget's name and Noodle's name, it was something that was like, yeah, everybody's going to love that, so I just went with Noodle and Nugget. And Nugget's just the perfect name, so I had to go with Nugget. It just to fit him so well, for some odd reason, it just worked. So that's what we went with, and Noodle also just worked so well. Oh, well, thank you so much, Pumpkin Spice, for the super chat. Thank you for all the great Inktober live streams. Oh, you are so welcome. Thank you so much for that. That is awesome of you. I am very, very glad that you guys enjoy the Inktober live streams. I hope that I can keep you motivated, keep you inspired to do your Inktober pieces. I've really enjoyed seeing all of your guys' Inktober drawings in the Unmasked Family Facebook group. It's so inspirational for me to wake up and go through the pictures and just see what everybody's up to, what ideas they came up with for Inktober and all of that. So I'm very grateful. Cornelius. I do like the name Cornelius. It has a certain age to it, the name itself, and it carries kind of this subtle wiseness. I do like Cornelius. I don't know how much more the turtle is going to show up, to be completely honest with you, but maybe he'll show up some more. Oh, taken off Renee. Okay, well, thank you so much for coming by. Appreciate you coming by and hanging out with us. All right, now I'm on to the actual fire part, and I have to say I have no idea what to do. No idea what to do. I think I'm just gonna fill it in with yellow first for the base color, and then I'll start blending and bringing in some of the color, the other colors. I was actually thinking about taking the black ink and painting the background black. Not sure if I'm still going to do that or not. This is probably going to look more like lava than fire, is what I imagine. It's Romanian old name. My grandpa was a math teacher. Oh, that's cool. Maybe the turtle could be good at math. Oh yeah, the turtle could definitely be good at math. I like that idea. Nugget, Noodle, and Cornelius. It does have a nice kind of an odd ring to it, the way it stands out. Nugget and Noodle having like hip names. Cornelius having uniquely old name. Make him stand out so that you can tell he's different from the other characters. I'm actually still not 100% certain if I intend to have the turtle part of Nugget's world. I don't know. Need to think on it more. I'm not sure about the design of him. Maybe that's what it is. Same thing with Nugget. Like I drew, or not Nugget, but Noodle. I'm not sure I want Noodle to have the kind of scale pattern that I created him with on day one. I think he needs a little bit of reevaluating, because Nugget is very simple in the way that he's drawn, and I like that look that he has. I mean, he was developed over several different drawings, so he kind of grew into his look a little bit more so than the other characters, but both the other characters just feel a bit too complex for Nugget's world, so they need to be simplified. But I do like the Cornelius name, and I think that if the turtle sticks, I'll call him Cornelius. How long have I been streaming for? Oh, I've been streaming for a while, a little over an hour now. I knew that this drawing was going to take some time. I'm glad I started a little bit early than the other live streams, just because it's taking a bit longer than the other ones. I mean, I'm just now getting to the fire, so I knew it was going to be a little bit longer. I perceived it was going to be somewhere around 2 hours for today's stream, just because I wanted to make this look nice. I wanted the drawing to look really cool. Going for that more realistic look in the drawing always takes a bit of extra time, more concentration as well. That unevenness in the yellow actually, I think, might be a good thing. That kind of actually makes it look more like fire, having the lines from the marker in there. So I don't think I'm going to fill it in perfectly. I'll leave it like that, kind of choppy. And then I'll just start coloring in some of the shading. If I can even begin to do this, I don't even know where to begin. I might need some more colors here, possibly. Yeah, I think I'm going to use one more color. This is kind of a light orange. I think I can use this to start shaping the flames a bit. There's like a lot of little curls and everything going on in the fire. Kind of map out the shape, the shapes that I see in my little reference here. And I can bring in some of the darker colors and make the fire look a little bit deeper. I think that's the challenge, is getting those darker colors to look, I guess natural would be the word. Natural for the flame. It's difficult because there's a lot of colors that they like overlap and they create really unique patterns that I think it's just going to be super tough to do with markers. It would be easier to do this with like an airbrush where you can like layer the colors randomly over one another. Before I knew, I could have sworn that I never could do any soft pastel works or ink drawings. I don't think you really know about the inner limits you are moving in people. Oh well, I'm glad to hear that, Lily. I hope that I can keep you inspired to create many works of art for a very, very long time. Very, very pleased to hear that. That's what I like to do most. That's what I like most about my channel, is inspiring people to create and learn and just have fun with their art and make things they never thought they'd be able to make. Do I have any artists whose work you particularly admire, historical or contemporary? In that way, I'm kind of a bad artist. I actually don't know a lot of like famous / semi-famous artists. A lot of my favorite artists are just people that watch my YouTube channel. You know, there's a few that their work just it inspires me, their creativity, their uniqueness, and it stands out to me. It's not to say that I think that they're better artists than anybody else. It's just that we all have our preferences with what we like. And I would say a few of my favorites on YouTube would be, well, I guess it doesn't have to be on YouTube. Like, I really like Fine Art Anna. She has a very unique color palette that she enjoys using over and over again, and it makes her work very recognizable, and her work is very creative. In fact, she's been doing the Inktober as well, and I've shared all her pieces on the live stream, but she's been doing her own prompts where she like mushes up 2 different animals into one, and it's really, really cool the way she does it. But her work has always been really inspiring because she has such a clear style, whereas me, I'm all over the place. Like some people say they can identify my work because they've seen so much of it, but for me, I almost can't even identify my own work because I draw just whatever I want. And I have a ton of different types of drawings and paintings and pastel work and colored pencil work and all of that, just a bunch of different things. And so yeah, Fine Art Anna, she's one of my favorites for sure. Another one, she was in the stream yesterday, Coffee Cat. She draws a manga online, and I always see her work coming across my Facebook page, and she's just, I love her style. Her style, her manga style is just so good. Her people are so attractive in her drawings, and that style appeals to me because it's what I like to draw as well, and it's what I learned. It's what I started to learn to draw when I was really getting into creating art and stuff. And so to see her work and all the time is really nice. And Exris Art, Chrissy, I don't know if you went to sleep yet or not, or you're still up, but her work has a very unique style to it as well. The way she composes her images, you can always identify her work just because of her composition. She just has this kind of free-form composition. I don't even know what to call it. It's almost it reminds me a lot of the surrealistic work of Salvador Dali, in the sense that he didn't care that much about composition in a lot of his work, but he just kind of put strange elements together, and that's what I could say. I kind of get the feeling from Chrissy's work, and it's really fun to hang out with her on the live streams, and all of that. I don't want anybody to feel like I'm leaving them out if I've seen your work, and yeah, I definitely don't want anybody to feel like that. I can't remember everybody off the top of my head, but I like to see the work that you guys create, all of you. It doesn't matter what level you're at, because I don't forget what it was like to be at certain levels of my creative ability, and when I see people at different levels, it reminds me of where I came from, and all the levels that I had to go through to get to whatever level you might consider me at. So seeing everybody's work is always inspiring. I don't really follow any mainstream artists. I've had other artists in the past that really inspired me. I think I can find one. Yeah, Shunya Yamashita. He's one of my favorite Japanese artists. I love his style. It's like when I first started drawing like anime manga style. His artwork really stood out to me, and I even painted one of his digital paintings in oil, and it's one of my sister's all-time favorite oil paintings that I've ever done, and I really like his work. And then there's another artist, I'm trying to think of his name. Omar Ortiz. I think I was asked this question before, and I brought him up on the live stream. He does hyper realistic oil paintings, and I really like his work. He has just amazing looking models that he paints, and his skills are undeniable. And I've even painted one of his paintings. His paintings are so good you can paint them. You can just use his paintings as reference because they're huge. He paints really big, which I love, and he does those photorealistic type paintings of his models. Oh yes, the steampunk picture that Chrissy did recently is super cool. Alright, I think I can start adding in some oranges now. Now I gotta basically do the coloring all over again with a different color. It's gonna get more and more difficult as I go darker with my colors. Running out of room on my desk. Oh, hello, Shiny. Yeah, sleep is necessary, so it's all good. Good to see you though. Better late than never. Skin tones are amazing. Oh, well, thank you very much. Appreciate that. I used a lot of orange to make them look closer to fire. I'm not sure how well I did, but trying. This fire stuff is no joke. I may have underestimated the difficulty of this because I don't know what the heck I'm doing. Oh, hello, Kimberly. Maybe I'll try to grab some of my darker colors also and see if I can do some blending in a few of these spots to start making it look a little bit more like fire. Actually, you know what? Most of it, I'm just gonna outline. I'm going to do a bit of outlining first. Figure out which direction I want to do this in. Maybe if I define the edge a little bit more, I'll have better luck with getting it to look like fire. It's hard because the fire's just coming out of nowhere. It's not like wood on fire or anything. It's just the fire existing. Like I said, I think that it was going to look a little bit more like lava. But hopefully I can give it some flame-like look. I didn't realize how much like yellow-orange water fire looks like. It kind of looks like yellow-orange water being splashed. I mean, the reference of fire that I have, there's a lot of sharp points, but there's also kind of a lack of sharp points. Just like you'd see in water. There's some just outright curved parts and then some sharp points. But you see that in water as well, and so it's a bit interesting. I never really analyzed what fire looked like until today, because like I said, I never drew fire before, so it was bit of a challenge for sure. But I think defining this edge of the fire is helping the fire look a bit better. Yeah, I think that actually makes it look a lot better already. Put that away, grab my orange, and do a bit more shading. My apologies for having to flip my drawing around a million times today. This is quite difficult to do. Let's see. When I did a fire painting, I found that adding some smoke helped it look more like fire and flames. I might actually grab my black ink and some water. I could probably do some smoke like texture with the black ink, so I might try that. I'm a little hesitant to say for sure, but I might give that a try. A little bit more yellow to blend things out. I think that area starts to look a bit like fire. I don't know. It's tough. It is tough. Good morning, Christine. Brenda told me I had to come see when I finished streaming. She was right. She reminds me of Splash from last year, yeah. 31 prompts only, and there was already roasted and now scorched. Such a burnout. Using markers on top of colored pencil. I think the other way around, using colored pencils on top of marker. Probably don't want to do the opposite of that. What stream, where were you watching, Christine? Oh. Yeah, what stream were you up to? Were you streaming drawing on Facebook or something? Fire can't really have dull maximums, can it? It does, yeah, it does. These curls and like things like that, it definitely happens. Because I know, because I'm looking at a reference photo of fire right now. It threw me off as well, because I was like, oh, I never realized fire looked like that. I think fire is probably one of the hardest things to kind of color. Maybe not so much paint, because you can do a lot of paint in layers kind of thing. But goodness gracious, when it comes to doing fire with markers, that is not easy. I'm having a very difficult time here. Oh, thank you, Christine. I'm glad you like the way it looks. think maybe after a few layers, a few blending of my colors here on the bottom part of the flame, it will start to look a little bit better. Well, I heard you were going to Snowshoe in West Virginia. Yes, that is where I'm going. Is it West Virginia? It is West Virginia then, huh? I'll be at Snowshoe the weekend of Thanksgiving. So what day what day does Thanksgiving fall on this year? So 23rd? Is that right? Yeah. 23rd through the 26th, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so that's I think we leave on the 23rd, or that might be the first night or something like that. I'm not sure. So I'll be in West Virginia 23rd through the 26th at Snowshoe. If anybody wants to pop over to Snowshoe and say hello. Do some snowboarding, some skiing with me and my family. Anna, she'll be there as well if you want to make her feel really embarrassed. Pop in and say hello to her. I don't know if I'll be able to convince my wife to jump on a board. But if I do, otherwise if I am not able to, she'll probably just be hanging out in the lodge with my sister. Make art in the snow. Yeah, I plan on doing that with my snowboard. Wait, did I use the wrong color? I did use the wrong color, didn't I? Oh well, it still looks good. Starting to look like some fire. A little bit. Oh yeah, you can make some jewelry. She'd like that. Which way will you take if up 64 from Ohio? Honestly, I'm not going to be the one driving most likely, so I cannot tell you that. I've only been to Snowshoe one other time in my life, so I'm not 100% certain how to get there, and I don't know the highway that we're going to be taking. If Cece was in the chat today, she must be too busy with work or something today to jump in the live stream, but she would be able to answer your question. She's the one kind of planning the trip for the family. Oh, I think you can see green in fire. I've seen it depends on what the fire is burning. But fire can be all kinds of different colors depending on what the fuel is. For instance, plastic will burn green. Some plastic will burn green. Boron burns green. Do I regret moving to Poland? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I love living in Poland. The only thing that there's a couple things that bother me while I'm living here. The first thing is that I do give up some convenience. I mean, there's quite a bit more convenience in the United States when it comes to shopping. Shopping is not the easiest convenience. However, it makes up for it with public transportation. My wife has never driven a car in her life. She's never had a driver's license or anything. She's 32, I think. I don't think she's 33 yet. Is she 33? I don't know. She's 30 something. She's old. So since living here, I've been here for a couple years now, and I don't have any desire really at all to getting my driver's license. I probably will end up getting it, but not because of necessity, just because I kind of miss the convenience a little bit. But she's made it through her entire adult life so far without ever needing a driver's license. And that is a testament to how convenient the public transportation is here. I get anywhere I need to get relatively with ease, and I only have to deal with a drunk person every once in a while, so it's not too bad. I should do a poll with all the names that you like for the turtle, then put the link on Facebook. I probably will just go with Cornelius. It's a lot easier to do that than put a poll together. I always wonder about families. Do they take public transport with little ones? Oh, I mean, a majority of people still have cars here in Poland. But I see, you know, moms and dads taking their kids on the bus and tram and stuff, and with the strollers, and it's not too common. I think if Anna and I were to have kids, and we most likely won't, that would involve also me getting my license and buying a car. Kids are already very inconvenient, and so I don't think that I'd be able to survive without a car if I had a kid that you know, I would want them to be able to participate in sports and other school activities and stuff like that. It would just be easier on everybody if, you know, we had a car in that case. So most likely, if we were to have a kid, I would change my position a little bit with needing a car. As of now, we definitely don't need a car. If I were to get a car, it would be purely out of just a want and not a need, because we don't need one. Depending on how far away we move next year, I might also need to consider buying a car. But that's a little ways off. Yeah, absolutely, Brenda. You can ask CC which way we're going. Oh, hello, Steve. Fire is coming to life a little bit. I'll be done with this before you know it, so if you have any other questions about anything, now would be the time to ask, because I am going to jump off here as soon as I'm done with this. I am getting really hungry. Since I did the stream a bit early, I didn't eat anything before the stream, so it's getting to be a little well past lunchtime. So I need to get some food here very shortly. Fire looks like velvet. Does it? I'm glad it looks cool regardless. It's very difficult to do. I don't want to do fire again. I thought water was difficult. Fire is gosh darn impossible. Since a lot of us are doing Inktober, is anyone doing Gnomevember? Wow, there's so many different names for months. I never heard of Gnomevember. You should do a fire challenge with the family group. Yeah, I don't know if I want to torture that many people. We did actually just pass 500 family members in the group. Yeah, so I don't know if I want to torture that many people with fire. It's tough. This is one of the toughest things I've tried to do with markers, and it's probably not a good idea. Maybe I'll recommend it. I'll recommend trying fire. I'm curious of how different it would be if I wasn't doing it with markers. Because like I said, I can't really imagine that it'd be too much trouble to do it with paint. Because you can kind of work in those layers. Colored pencils would be a headache. It wouldn't be much easier than markers, I think. Just about finished though. Just kind of making this part up, barely even following the reference photo. Lightning is really hard to draw. Well, actually, I didn't have too much trouble with lightning. I did lightning with colored pencils, and I mean, all I did was ignore the lightning and then use the white pencil to draw in the lightning bolt, the actual lightning bolt itself, and it seemed to work okay. I don't know, fire is definitely one of the harder subjects that I think I've ever attempted to do. Oh, hey there, Cece. I believe Barbara has a question for you. Not mistaken. Curious as to what highway we're taking down to Snowshoe. All right, you know what? I think I'm just gonna call it done. I like it. I think she looks like she's on fire, or she's made of fire. I don't know. I kind of want to black out the background. I don't think I'm going to though. I think I'm gonna just leave it like this. I think it works. I think it looks good. Yeah. Do you guys like it? I need to get some food. It's 2-hour stream. I haven't done too many 2-hour streams for Inktober. But I'm like out of breath with this one. And I'm rather hungry. So I am going to I'm going to jump off here now and get some food. Remember to post your Inktober pieces in the Unmasked Facebook group. I have the link for that in the description. Just add it to the thread that's pinned to the top, and I will share it in tomorrow's live stream. And I challenge everybody to add fire to their Scorched Inktober piece, so you can experience just how difficult fire is to draw. I'm not even sure if it looks like fire. You guys will have to let me know when I post it on Facebook, but I'm exhausted and I'm hungry. So I am going to go ahead and get some food, and I will see you all tomorrow. Take care. Peace.